person dressed like a clown staring at the field around 5:30 at night. A parent called the school and police to report it, and then at 7 spotted another.
As you saw in the beginning of the broadcast, the killer clowns are spreading all over the world like wildfire. They're not going to stop, and they're going to make sure that every single day is going to be a day for us to be frightened, a day for us, the humans, for us to, basically reap what we've sowed, as that expression goes. The killer clowns, of course, as you saw in the beginning, apparently were stalking these kids nearby a school in a field where these kids were playing sports, apparently. We understand the killer clowns out there are going to make sure that they're going to continue until the 31st of October. That's when they're going to explode and deliver this deadly worldwide purge, as the killer clowns are looking to take down the world on Halloween night. Well, the question really is, are the killer clowns delusional, or are they actually revolutionary with their sights, with their point of view, and their perceptions? Well, we got the chance to talk to yet another killer clown who believes that their actions are very much accepted and believes that the 31st of October is going to be their day for them to take down the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about the interview. We're going to go ahead and start off the interview here. We got the chance to talk to somebody by the name of Jingles the Clown, who, of course, is adamant that he is going to take down the world on the 31st of October, along with his killer clown posse, his group, on Halloween night. We kicked off the interview with a question here. So there were reports of killer clowns stalking kids in the fields. We saw how you were talking about it. What happened? He explained, saying, quote, "It was so much fun. We were stalking these kids playing their game of baseball, and they all stared at us when we arrived. That's what we want. We want everyone to be in fear. We want everyone to regret what they have been saying about killer clowns. They don't deserve to be playing any sports. They deserve to sit in fear." The next question was, but why do you want to ruin people's lives, including defenseless kids? He, of course, said, quote, "Why not? Everyone thinks that kids are so innocent and so sweet, when in reality, they are also telling their friends that we're evil. They grow up to be stains in this world. When they turn adults, they then tell their kids that we are evil. So these kids are also just as bad, and we will make sure they feel our wrath." Of course, the next question being, with that being said, why do you insist that we are the evil ones when we want nothing but peace? You're the ones wanting to instill fear. Of course, this killer clown responded with this explanation, saying, "We are the ones trying to bring order, and that's what we want to do. I don't care what you all say anymore. Us purging is because we want to stop the spread of this infection that has plagued the minds out there, thinking that we are nothing more but a bunch of evil clowns. We aren't evil. We are the chosen ones. We are the ones that God put on earth to bring order into this messed up world." As you can see below, the next question was, personally, we think that it's messed up that you yourself are believing that the only way to bring order into this world is through a purge. He responded saying, "Oh no, it's not just me. There is a whole bunch of us who believe in this as well. We believe that it's time to do something that's never been done before. We are the ones that know what's best for this world. And you know what's sad? You guys thinking it's a bad thing for us to do this. It's not bad whatsoever. It's smart. We want to create a whole new world, one where we can live freely without being judged by every single human out there. We are wanting to keep things in order. We are the ones that knows best." Of course, the next question was, as far as the purge is concerned, are you guys stronger? He replied saying, "We are stronger. People fail to realize that we get stronger and stronger by the day. There's a reason why we are the way we are. We aren't just slumped standing by and waiting for the 31st. No, we are smart and we know how to network. We will continue to recruit and recruit until we are maxed out. We will make sure everyone is going to feel our pain on the 31st, and we will stalk and frighten all of you until then. The question, of course, the next one being, what's your response to the police out there that are ready to fight against you? He replied saying, it's nothing to be afraid of. Do you think we are afraid of those guys? They're weak. They think they're so strong because they have weapons. But here's the thing. We have weapons as well. We aren't afraid of them. We have bigger and badder weapons than them. They think they can overcome us. They're going to be the ones that understand that it's over. It's over for all of them. They cannot beat us and will never best us no matter how hard they try. So the next question here, and the final one, what's your prediction for October 31st, 2022? He replied back saying, simple. We're going to be the ones ruling this world. We are the ones that are going to be running the government. We are going to have the power. We are no longer going to have people judging us and tormenting us. We're going to attack everyone, and we are going to legitimately bring fear to everyone. We're going to change the entire world no matter what anybody says. We are done playing games. On October 31st, we are going to bring so much change. A new world starts. And that right there concludes the interview here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is getting serious as the days progress here. We talked about how the killer clowns are going to be in groups now. We talked about how the killer clowns are believing that it's going to be much wiser for them to be in a pack, in a unit, because they understand that there's going to be a huge response. They understand that there's a lot of people out there now who are beginning to rise up against the killer clowns. So again, I cannot stress this enough. You do not want to go outside alone. You do not want to go out alone, isolated, because these killer clowns are not only going to be alone at times, but they're also going to be in groups. And this is becoming more and more concerning. As you saw in the beginning of the broadcast, we saw how there was one killer clown stalking the fields. And then there was another killer clown, reportedly so, that was also stalking the fields. You know, these killer clowns have an ideology. And one of them even explained it. How do you beat an ideology? How do you beat a movement that has a strong message, a message that seems to inspire many people out there? Thankfully, the majority out there do not believe this message is acceptable. However, there also are a lot of people who are believing that this killer clown purge should happen on the 31st of October, and that right there concerns me. The fact that there are people out there who are supporting the killer clowns, the fact that there are people out there who believe that the only way to basically solve this issue is by producing and doing this worldwide purge. Again, personally, in my opinion, I believe this is beyond ridiculous. This is very frightening. But of course, I understand that there's a lot of people out there who are going to be fighting against these killer clowns. And I applaud each and every single person who is standing up against these guys. These guys are bloodthirsty. These guys are going to make sure they're going to instill fear in society. That's what they want. They want to take over the entire world. That way, they could be the ones in power. But going back to the initial statement, though, how do you knock down a movement? How do you knock down an ideology? Sure, we can knock them down physically, but let's be real here. The message will still be alive and well. And that's what's scary. Will the killer clowns ever truly be defeated? Knowing the fact that the killer clowns out there have this message and it's too strong enough for it to be extinguished at this point. And when you have a message, when you have an ideology that is too strong to be extinguished, who's to say that they will never lose? Ladies and gentlemen, again, that's all for the Gaming Weekly. We're going to continue the killer clown coverage every single day. We would advise everyone out there to make sure that you do not go outdoors alone, and make sure to report to the local authorities if you see something strange, if you see something unsettling, if you see something plain out wrong, if you see any killer clowns at your door or even out in the neighborhood. We would advise you to call the cops at that point in time. And of course, look out for each other too. Don't just leave each other behind. If you see someone else in the distance being confronted by killer clowns, do what you can to call the cops immediately. Start filming for the sake of evidence, and make sure you protect each other. That's all I can say at this point. Make sure to, of course, protect each other, make sure to stay safe and understand this. The killer clowns are getting stronger. Hopefully by the 31st of October, they will be weak enough, though, physically, to actually not commit this purge. The only way we can weaken them is if we share these videos on social media. So make sure, do what you can to share the videos, tell your friends, family members, and other trusted adults. That way they can warn the others as well. The more we're warned about this, the more the killer clowns will become weaker by the 31st of October. That way they will understand how prepared we are in the distant future. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Of course, stay safe as always. We will see you next time with more killer clown coverage in the Gaming Weekly. Thanks for joining us, everybody.